What's up, guys? Welcome back. Hopefully you can hear us. Can you hear Rob as well, though? Rob, say something. Let the people know you're here.
I am here. Hopefully they can hear me. Sorry, I had my, I did not turn off the sound. So sorry about that.
All right, but can they hear you? That's the most important part.
Can they hear me? Yeah, can you hear me?
Let's find out. Guys, welcome to Bullion and Beyond. This is, if you can hear me, a new podcast that Rob and I are starting. We're going to try and do this, once a month-ish, maybe a little bit more frequent, maybe a little bit less. We'll see how it goes.
No less than every 4 weeks to once a month. No less than that, but could be more depending.
Exactly. And so we should probably get some background music going in the stream sometime too, but not now. But what the idea is here is we're not just going to, obviously, our primary focus, between me and Rob is coin collecting, precious metals, so silver, gold, things like that. But the beyond part is because there's only so much, and I know this as a creator around gold and silver, there's only so much that can be said. And so we are giving ourselves the freedom to spread our wings, if you will. We can talk about other things. It's not going to be against the show if we bring up, other things like whatever it may be. Maybe we talk about crypto. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I'm just saying maybe that's something that comes up. Or maybe we talk about pop culture, a new movie coming out. Who knows? My point, and I'm not saying that that's ever going to be the focus of any show. Like, the focus of every show is going to obviously be talking about silver, gold, bullion, but we can move out from there. We're not going to put ourselves into a box that we can't get ourselves out of. Does that make sense? What do you think, Rob? That makes sense?
Makes sense to me. And I think you said it best. The bulk of the conversation, hopefully and probably organically, is going to be about silver, gold, bullion, numismatics, collectibles, things like that. I mean, collectibles could encompass other collectibles as well, comic books, cards, stuff that Seeker collects as well. I know that you're into Magic the Gathering and things like that, but there could be a chance.
Whoa, holy mother of pearl. William Fowler with the 500 Canadian. Is there a tariff on that?
Holy cow.
Oh, sorry about the joke. I just, is there a tariff on the super chat? It's a joke. Wow, William Fowler, holy smokes, guys. That is absolutely insane. Guys, do me a favor, hit the like button on that. William, holy smokes. That is insane. I am blown away. I cannot thank you enough, William. Wow. But guys, Rob and I, man, I'm just blown away by William Fowler. You left me speechless.
It's ridiculous. I love it though.
Dude, thank you so much. We've done this in the past where, we had 3 or 4 people on with Mount Stackmore, and the issue with doing so many people is that it's hard to align 4 schedules. And so Rob and I are like, look, we can probably make it to where we can do this at minimum once a month. Maybe we have an extra episode each month every once in a while. Like, there might be some months where we have 2, some months we only have 1. But if it's just 2 people, it's a little bit easier to align our schedules than doing it with 3 or 4. So that is our goal, is to do this at the very minimum once a month, and then possibly every once in a while more. So it'll go back and forth between Rob and I's channel, but that's the idea. Guys, I'm still speechless by the super chat from William Fowler. That's incredible, man. I've never seen a 500 super chat ever on my stream. Never. That's the first one. Have you ever had one that big, Rob?
Yeah, William Fowler did one on my channel last week. That's why I was like, boom.
That's incredible, man. William, thank you so much. Guys, silver, we'll start though. Silver, is hitting it. It's sitting at 32.01. It's funny because I just bought these at the coin show for 32 an ounce. So I literally bought these in box for spot price if you calculate it for today. But with $32 an ounce silver, we were talking to. Did you watch the video where I went to the coin show?
The one that you just released today.
Yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. It is, man.
Yeah.
I watched a while. I had it on the background while I was working, to be honest. So I didn't really watch it, but I did. You know what I mean? Yeah,
absolutely. So, anyway, my point is that I basically got these in box for spot, and that's crazy to think about when you think about what premiums were just like 2 years ago, right?
Nuts.
It's insane. It just blows my mind. And
really quick, I thought it was pretty crazy that people were not selling bullion at spot.
Dude, so in that video, I put a little overlay on the second part where I was talking to Mike, and then I went back and I talked to Major Tucker again. And in that video, you know, Mike had sold a couple of tubes of rounds at 50 cents an ounce over spot, and Major Tucker hadn't sold any, like at spot price. He had them at melt, and these were BU tubes. I opened the one up and looked at them. It wasn't like they were, you know, ugly, beat up, you know, scratched up, tarnished. They were BU rounds in tube, and he couldn't sell them any at spot. So obviously his position in the show obviously did not help him. But even at 50 cents, Mike only sold 2. I know Keith didn't sell any generic bullion. I took 100 rounds and I wasn't able to sell any. I didn't sell a single generic. Not only did I not sell a single generic silver round at 50 cents an ounce over spot, I didn't even have one person ask about them. And I had a card in the showcase, you know, advertising what I was selling them for. It's insane.
You know what that tells me, and I'm sure it's in the video, but that tells me that people are not believing that the silver price is going to hold, and they don't want to invest in bullion just yet because they're waiting for the next dip to buy. I mean, that's what it tells. It tells me that because the demand always goes along with what the stock price is doing and or what the premiums are doing and or a combination of both, as you know. So anyway, it just tells me people aren't believing that it's and it wasn't even $32 then, but people are not believing what the price is. I don't know, maybe you can give a better insight. You're more the bullion guy, although we'll get into the numismatic and the collectible side here as well.
No, I think you're right, and I kind of got that sense from. So when I was talking to Major Tucker, he had told me, you know, he had told me that he believes that there will be a spike in demand if it dropped back into the mid-20s. Which makes sense because, like you had said, people think that, like, we had a comment in here earlier. And by the way, guys, speaking of comments, please leave a comment. We will do our best to answer questions. And again, we are allowing ourselves to spread outside of the gold and silver realm. So if it's, you know, as long as it's not like politics or religion, you know, bring it up. We'll be happy to answer your questions. But anyway, when I was talking, it makes sense because we had the comment earlier from somebody who said that, you know, he's waiting because he thinks silver might go back down. And I think there's a lot of people that think that, like, you know, silver sitting over 30, like right now it's sitting at 32.11. That's not something people are used to. And I think people have trouble swallowing that. But you know what's crazy to me to think about, and I would love to know people say something into the chat about this. This is my thought process. Silver Eagles were unavailable at spot 25 plus $18 an ounce premium. So $43 an ounce. People were buying them nonstop. Now you can buy Eagles today for like $3 an ounce over spot at 32, so 35, and people aren't buying them. So what's going on there? Maybe so many people just got burnt by the premiums, you know, back in 2023 that it's turned many people off from it as well.
Or maybe people are excited about the gold push. You know, it just broke out of its 4-year consolidation. And maybe people are excited about that and feel like it's going to continue to break through and they're cashing in, which, I mean, I prefer silver to be up and gold dipping to convert. But at the same time, maybe people are just converting. You know, maybe they've been stacking for years and they want to make room in their safe and they're getting rid of some of their stuff. And maybe that's why the dealers are offering it at spot because they're stocked on it. They're overstocked. I don't know, just food for thought.
Well, I know that's why dealers are offering it. So, you know, I'll talk about, I want to talk about Bombay Sapphire because he asked a question. Then I'm going to talk about a couple of the comments that I got on that video. Bombay Sapphire says, I'm having trouble and this is probably more for you than me, although I can talk about this a little bit as well. He says, I'm having trouble reconciling the star privy. At least in 2020, we knew that the V75 was commemorated, what the V75 was commemorating. Why is the star significant? Rob, you want to get on that?
Well, I think it sounds terrible. I could be different, but you know, let's face it. It's business. The star privy or the V75 privy did so well. They probably had their people look at marketing, look at sales, look at things that would affect or improve profitability of more future sales and thought, let's just start putting privy on things. That's my food for thought, but I could be wrong.
No, I agree with you. And so, listen, I'm not trying to throw the mint under the bus, but
me neither. That's what I was trying. I'm not throwing the mint under the bus. Please continue to give me boxes of coins. All right, there we go.
So, but I stopped ordering from the mint in 2020 after 2021. So the last time I ordered from the mint was the 2021 Morgans and Peace dollars. And I'm like, all right, cool. This is collection thing. It makes sense. 100-year anniversary of the switch from Peace to Morgan. I get that. That's great. Then they started looking at it did so well that they're like, well, we need to do more of these. And that's when I stopped ordering from the mint. So my thought behind the Star Privy is exactly what Rob just talked about. They're looking for new angles to sell more coins. And it's basically them trying to grab more money. I agree 100%. Guys, $5 from Duke Nukem says, if dealers start putting out $10 tubes, will that be more palatable at these prices? You mean 10-ounce tubes, like 10 ounces instead of 20? Is that what you meant?
I think he means that. It sounds like he means that.
Yeah, I think that's what he meant. I mean, maybe there are half tubes out there, but I mean, people can buy 5 ounces. You don't have to buy a full tube of rounds at the same time. So Major Tucker in that video, he was selling generic rounds. You didn't have to buy a whole tube. You could have bought 2 or 3. It didn't matter. So I mean, maybe the half, the half tube or the 10-ounce tube would have been like, oh, I can afford a 10-ounce tube or something. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I should 3D print some that hold 10 ounces and see how that does. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page there. I just think, it depends on, I don't know. I don't have the mintage numbers in front of me of what they've minted from the V75 privy versus the more current privy marks. So I don't know if it's more of a collector type coin because of the mintage or just because of the privy.
Right.
And I could, if they're making a privy mark and they're making it more collectible by making the mintage or allowing less, big bulk buys from the big bullion dealers, then I think it's worth it. But if it's just a privy mark on a coin that doesn't mean something special, then, I mean, an example, I just did a dollar coin hunt video, and I was excited about finding the dollar coins 2019 and beyond. They put privy marks on those dollar coins. Right. And all the privy mark means is the specific year that the privy mark is minted from. That's all it means. So it's not as special, but the Innovation Dollar series, and it's kind of cool to me. So, that's just, I'm a collector first, so I like the collectability of it.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Usua, usual. I was trying to read the name wrong. Usual Mike Television says, I have stacked 1 ounce silver kangaroos because they're easier to find in my country. I'm assuming you're in Australia, but silver eagles always sound better to stack. Long-term thoughts. I mean, eagles are one of the most popular. I think it's the most popular silver bullion coin in the world. I don't think
recognized everywhere. And I know Seeker's going to get to it, but I want to interject. Yes, popular, but the premium is everything. If you could have bought the ones today for $32 plus $3 over spot for $35, and then you end up buying the ones years ago for the $45 Seeker talked about, you're already $10 negative. And I don't know when, personally, I'm not a silver predictor. I don't know when you'll get your money back to break even on that at this point.
And just to be very clear for you guys know for this show going forward, and just so you guys had just jumped in, we will be continuing the show. This isn't a one-off episode, I promise.
Not a one-off.
We do not predict the price of silver. I have no clue, guys. I get so many comments from people saying, oh, all those people that said silver was going, like, all the time, especially in this last video. I had so many people saying, well, what happened to all the people that said silver was going to the moon? I'm like, you never saw that from me, man. Like, find me a video in my channel where I said that, please. Give me the link. I'll give you, you know what I mean?
No, you do a good job of making educated. You don't make guesses. You make educated videos that talk about things that could affect positive or negative the silver spot price, but you never say specifically, I think it's going to do this, or fearmonger somebody into thinking that it's the end of the world for the silver. So, yeah. I mean, you do a good job. That's why I tune in a lot.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
we've had a lot of comments. First off, I want to say hey to Ida Herring, guys. March is coming up soon, and Ida does a really, really, really awesome charity giveaway. Ida, if you want to plug a link to your channel for people to know, the way she does this charity giveaway, this is not a sponsored plug, I promise, because this is 100% for charity. She does an auction, and then whenever you purchase an item from her auction, you don't pay her, right? So you don't have to worry about a middleman that's taking the money, and then maybe they donate the money, maybe they don't. You don't have to worry about that here. Not that Ida would do that. She never would. She's a wonderful lady. But the reason you don't even have to worry about it is because after you win an item on these auctions, she does it once a year for St. Jude's. After you win an item on these auctions, you donate directly to St. Jude. And then they look on the donation list to make sure you made your donation directly to St. Jude, and then they ship you the product. So, guys, that's coming up in March. That's huge. They raised $50,000 for St. Jude's last year. $50,000. That's incredible. It'd be awesome to see it happen again this year. So go check that out for sure. I was going to read another comment.
I'm just going to, because it's funny. Gardener Earth Guy. By the way, Gardener Earth Guy, if you don't know, I have a gardening channel as well. Someone should make a video of a silver bar faking a moon landing, because you know the conspiracy theorists about we faked the moon landing.
Yeah,
that's actually pretty, and it would be a flat Earth takeoff at the same time. A flat Earth takeoff onto a fake moon landing silver bar. Don't if someone sends Seeker or I the graphics for it, he can laser engrave it, or I could pour it, or vice versa.
Yeah, I'd laser engrave that for sure. If you send me the picture, make sure it's a black and white silhouette, please. For sure, it'd be a lot. But that
color bleeds and it doesn't transfer properly.
Right, but that would be really cool. Only silver. Oh, the only thing Seeker said was going to the moon was John. I don't. So Silver Sovereign. First off, dude, I love you, guys. Silver Sovereign's been supporting my channel for years. Love this guy. Awesome. I do not have any animations installed in the stream right now. Maybe in the future, but not currently. So
yeah, no redeeming any gifts right now.
No, I will. However, guys, we're gonna do a giveaway. Thanks to William Fowler and that big. Well, we were gonna do this anyway, but we're gonna do it.
I know, but now I feel like you should just do the other one.
But we're gonna do it. Well, we're gonna do this on behalf of William Fowler. Is what we're gonna do.
We'll call it a William Fowler episode 1 giveaway.
Yeah. We're going to give away this beautiful BU Benji 1959D to a random comment. How are we going to pick the winner for this, Rob?
Well, there's a couple of different ways you can. Well, I think the best way to do it is maybe we ask a question in the chat, and the first person because they'll be there right then and there. They can put the first answer in. You'll write the answer down first on a card. You'll ask the question, and then before you pick it, you flip over the card, and then who had the first person to have that in the timestamp of the chat gets it. Maybe something like that.
Okay, that's fine. Wonder what kind of question we should do though.
We have to wait though, because they'll be ahead of the game. You know, it could be any question you want regarding. It could be one of your last videos. You could make one of your last videos where you said something specific, or it could be something simple like what's the year of a coin, or something we talked about during this show. All
right, I got a question. I already got a question.
Okay.
Let me get a piece of paper.
Because somebody who watched the show, this is at least most of it, or had it on the background, who heard something and then ended up answering later on, means they were here a little bit more than someone popping in and just knows the.
Well, I was actually going to ask him a question about one of my videos.
I think that's the best.
Yeah.
That means we're rewarding somebody who watches your show.
All right. So there is one person that's in the chat right now that is completely disqualified from answering this question. Keith from Coin Crew, I apologize, but you cannot win this tonight. If you're mad at me, get over it. I don't care. All right. So, in my last video, where was the coin show that it was at? What town?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm disqualified too, right, Seeker?
You're disqualified too, obviously.
I wanted the Benjis.
So the first person to answer this will get this this first episode 1 limited edition Benji. Yes, it was my last video, the one that was at the coin show. What town was I in?
Ooh. Got some guesses.
Not what state, what town.
Nickel said somewhere in Missouri.
Paul Bald 2. Paul Bald 2.
Oh,
correct.
yeah, he
Carthage.
was first before J-Dog, just barely before
Barely before J-Dog. Barely before J-Dog, but it was Paul Bald 2.
Paul Bald has one on my channel like in the last 3 weeks a few times. Paul Bald. Listen, I feel you. He's bald heads mean less filter to the brain.
Oh yeah. All right, Paul Bald 2, that is yours. Do me a favor and send me an email, and we'll get that on its way to you, man. Thank you so much.
And by the way, you have it specially slabbed, right? Or specially flipped, right?
Yeah. Here, we'll go back. So it's actually marked as episode 1 of Bullion and Beyond.
Love it.
Awesome, cool. And again, guys, for you just getting here, the beyond portion of Bullion and Beyond is 100% because we can step out of the realm of just gold and silver, although we'll always be that focus. I know there's a lot of new people in here, so I just wanted to be clear on that. Kyle Runheim says, I just watched the video too and I couldn't remember. The reason I picked that video is because it's over 70,000 views already in just 24 hours.
Crazy.
So that is awesome, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Seeker, I know, speaking of that video, we've already touched base on the fact that Bullion was having a hard time moving even that spot. Dealers got a lot of it. People's cashed in. But collectibles, numismatic stuff, talk about what you saw with that at the show. And maybe we can even have Keith throw a few comments. By the way, Coin Crew, Seeker's we're going to mention at the end, but Coin Crew goes live at 7 p.m. right after us in 39 minutes. So it'd be nice if we can all just jump over there and say hi to Coin Crew. And if you're not subscribed, feel free. He's in the family, so to speak. So, but let's talk about what you saw at the show when it came to collectibles and 90% silver versus bullion.
90% silver, I didn't really see much selling of that either. But collectibles, and I'm sure Keith would be happy to contest to this, or not contest, attest to this.
He's like, no way, Seeker, no way.
I'm sure he would be happy to attest to this. Collectibles were selling really well. Like Keith had a couple of showcases full of like numismatic slabs, and I think he sold like 30 or 40, like easy. Like just he kept selling slab after slab after slab after slab, and I'm just watching. He's like, man, I guess I brought the wrong thing to this show. But it wasn't just there; it was like everywhere. It seemed like people were there looking, like they were walking around with, you know, their lists of coins they were looking for. There were people walking around with their Dansko albums trying to fill holes. There was one guy that was there with a typeset that he was trying to fill a couple of holes of. So yeah, collectibles, man. It's almost like people, you know. And I'll say this, and keep in mind, guys, I'm not saying that this isn't true because it definitely is. But you know, in that video, the comments, I had so many people tell me and comment that everyone's broke. Everyone's broke. That's why they're selling. Everyone's broke. No one's buying because everyone's broke. But that's not the whole story. I know that that is accurate. I am not for a second questioning that people aren't struggling right now. The economy's been shit for the last few years. I get it. But that's not the only thing. Like, people with big silver are also selling. People that used to buy big silver that have a lot of money are not buying. And so it's not just that. That's not all it is, because there's people like Mike said in that video. He had one guy bring him $37,000 worth of silver, and then like the next day, or maybe the same week, I don't know exactly what the time frame was, he had someone else sell him almost $100,000 worth of gold. These aren't people that can't buy eggs and gas. You know what I mean? Yeah. So while I'm not arguing against that, I'm not saying that that's not a factor. It most definitely is. It is not the only thing that's happening. There's a lot going on, a lot more than that to it. And I think crypto's part of it. You know, I really do. I think there's a lot of people that see Bitcoin running up to $100,000. You know, we're not going to get political, but, you know, the new president, Trump, is talking about, you know, creating the Bitcoin reserve. And I think people are looking at that as maybe that's the next thing that I do. And if you guys decide to do that, that's, you know, if people decide to go that way, obviously that's their choice and they should be allowed that choice. It's just not something I personally feel comfortable with or would do, but that doesn't mean that I'm right either. I could be wrong. You know, I've been wrong before, I promise, many times. If I was right every time, I would have bought Bitcoin when it was $1,000 an ounce or $1,000 a coin. But, you know, I think go ahead.
When I went to shows when I was a kid, because my dad was into the Buffalo Nickel series, he was big time into the wheat cents, and we got away from that as a family because things happened, divorce and moving on and stuff. But when I would go to those shows, there would be like 4 or 5 of me, not a lot of kids under 10. And what I'm starting to see at the shows is Coins took a back seat. Collectible coins took a back seat to baseball cards, the comic books, to a lot of the Pokemon series, you name it. They took a back seat to collectibles as a whole. Whether it can even be or Beanie Babies. There are so many hot things going on. Cabbage Patch Kids, you name it. We can go through the 80s and 90s, and we don't need to do that. But there are so many other fancier collectibles and affordable collectibles, for the most part, to the young kids that appealed, that they were not into coins. What I've noticed in the last 5 years is I'm starting to see families, kids, and even one-off collectors get more back into collectibles and put together sets and collections. There's a lot more of that. And I think as you move forward, we're seeing a lot of people coming in with either an app or a notepad or a list of things they want to upgrade. And there's just so much of that going on. I love seeing it. And I think that's why, and I've always said it, I love silver bullion. I love gold. I do a little crypto, of course, but when it comes to numismatics, I've always been a big fan. That's why I do hunt and fills. That's why I put together collections. That's why I buy collections. I just think there's always going to be a demand for that. The demand is going up. And by the way, the supply is going down, especially in the old silver years, because as you know, 1980, we melted, 40% of all silver. And I'm sure a lot of that was, well, not a lot of that, a small portion of that was some of the years that are tough to find. That's just my two thoughts.
I just had a thought, and my thought left.
Yeah.
No, I had a really good thought that I wanted to talk about, and then it left my head. But it'll probably come back to me. But I'll hit a couple of comments instead, really quick. Where was this? So Ty McFadden. This is a very good comment. I actually want to bring this up, and keep in mind, for those that are watching, they're into crypto. Look, I'm not 100% anti-crypto. It's not for me, but I at least, and I've said this in videos, I understand. The people that believe in crypto fundamentally, it's still getting your money out of the dollar for them. Even if I don't believe it that way, that's what they believe. And I'm okay with that, because getting your money out of the dollar, I totally understand that, because I'm doing that too. We just have different opinions of which way to do it. But Ty said, if I was in crypto, I don't think I would want the government to be involved in it. Seems like there would be too much of an incentive for the government to manipulate it. And the reason I wanted to comment on that is because for years, the big crypto people shouted to the rooftops, outside of government influence, not regulated, blah, 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 this, blah. This was their selling point for years. Now, all of a sudden, we have the government saying they're going to make a Bitcoin reserve and all this other stuff. And now those same people are shouting, yay! You know what I mean? It's like, well, what is it?
To be fair, XRP, Ripple, really was the big reason why the government they're not involved. And then the government decided to get involved. And people were scared they were going to shut things down. And now that they're not going to shut things down, they're going to support it. They're excited. That being said, when we get it talking about crypto a little bit, we should have blockchain background here once in a while if we want to have a crypto conversation, though. But crypto is finally supported by the government, and I agree. I think there's an incentive that they see. Their eyes are like, wow, this is billions and billions and billions of dollars. We are not getting a piece of that pie. How can we get a piece of that pie? Well, if you can't beat them, guess what you do? You join them. And so they're joining them. And because they're joining them, people are now going, well, I don't know their involvement yet, but it actually legitimizes this as a potential future way to change money. And that will drive the value up, as you've seen, and it's gone up. And myself included, there was money to be made. And even though silver and gold is a nice hedge against inflation, and it's a nice savings for the family that's not seen or touched by the government, crypto is seen and touched. It's going to be seen and touched, but it's nice getting some short-term gains. And it's one of those Beanie Babies, Cabbage Patch things. Everyone's excited about it. There's going to be people that hate that I just said that, but people are excited about it, and they should be, because you can make some money on it. I have. Yeah.
No, and I have too. I've not been shy to tell people that, but the time that I was that I was in the crypto wasn't because I believed in crypto. I just believed that there was an opportunity there that I wanted to take advantage of while I could. That doesn't mean I believed in it fundamentally. And I did. I said this before as well. You know, you ever heard of TRX or Tron? This was way back in 2018.
I heard of that in 1983 when the movie came out.
Well, all right, yeah. Well, but my point is I bought a bunch of that when it had just come out, and it was like, you know, like thousands for a penny or whatever it was, and I did really well in that. I turned that into north of multiple like full Bitcoins. That I do kind of, I'm not going to lie and say I'm glad I got rid of them. Obviously, you know, hindsight's 2020. I wish I would have kept them, but my point is that I'm not like dismissing the fact that there's money to be made there, but many people in the chat have said that there's you know, they're waiting for the rug pull, and I don't know if a rug pull will happen, but I do know that when you have massive wallets from companies like BlackRock, from Michael Saylor's company, what was it? What's the name of his company? I know his name more than I know his company, but these are massive wallets, and what if they start worrying that Bitcoin's going to fall out and they start pulling, you know, the rug before all the small guys get a chance to get out of it? I guess my point is that if it does go down, if it does have a rug pull, there are going to be a lot of people holding bags that are going to be really hurting. And so if you believe in it, fine, awesome. You know, stack your Bitcoin all you want. I don't have a problem with you doing that. But I would argue, and this is not financial advice, please at least consider diversifying. You know what I mean? Like, don't just do that. Do MicroStrategy. Thank you. Don't just do that.
Tell you that, but I want to interject.
Oh, Coins A to Z said on Sal's live stream tonight, he praised you and your channel. Just wanted to know. Oh, dude, I love Sal.
Oh, that's cool.
Salivate Metal's a great guy. I'm so serious about that. What a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
So thanks for letting me know. I've shouted him out in many videos before.
By the way, Ida says she wants something she can hold. I'm holding a Bitcoin right now. Just kidding, Ida. I agree though.
But yeah, I mean, again, you know, if you're into that, if that's what you want to do, fine. You know, I don't even have a problem with you. The one thing I do have a problem with, I'll tell you the big thing I have a problem with when it comes to crypto, way more than crypto itself, is the crypto bros. Because you would not believe the number of comments that come into my channel. Oh, Silver sucks, you're an idiot, sell it all and go into Bitcoin, blah. And then I did that video where I was talking about Robert Kiyosaki, you know, Rich Dad Poor Dad author, where he made that video and people are like, oh, it's fake, it's AI made, clearly. I'm like, dude, he uploaded it to his own channel. Like, what are you talking about? It's not like it's some random video on some other random person's channel. It's on his channel.
Yeah.
So, but
and
where
by
he's
the way,
like talking.
There's nothing wrong with AI generated. You should be, if you're not using AI for some things today, you're going to get left behind, kind of like when the WWWs came out and you would see commercials and you're like, what does that even mean? If it took you a decade to jump on the internet, you were behind for a while. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure that people understand that that's how it's going to be now. AI is going to be the future as well, as the new administration has made clear.
Yeah, for sure. I lost track of my what I was saying. What
sorry,
was
I know I'm horrible.
No. That's okay. That's you know what?
I'm sorry, Zeke.
Anyone into crypto should watch CoffeeZilla. I actually do watch CoffeeZilla, but I don't know what episode you're talking about, Gringo. If you want to send me that in a Discord message, I will watch it. Yeah. Anywho, I do watch CoffeeZilla for sure, but maybe not every episode though. Clearly.
Ben Tickner's got a question. He says, with everyone buying silver, when do dealers stop selling and then people can't get it?
Well, so dealers have to make money. Like, you know, they have bills to pay. They have overhead. They have employees. They have rent. I don't think they're ever going to stop selling. You know, I do see comments from people every once in a while saying, if dealers really believe in silver, why are they selling it? Well, kind of the same thing I just said. They have bills. They have overhead. They have rent. They have employees that they have to pay. But I will tell you this. The majority of bullion dealers that I know, and I know a lot of them, one of them's here in the chat right now, Coin Crew, they also stack. I've seen Coin Crew stack. He has a stack that has nothing to do with his business at all. So, but they also have to make money and pay their bills. But as far as the question of when do they stop selling, I doubt that happens unless the dollar just completely collapses. And in that case, I'm not going to be worried about the dealers not selling anyway, because there'll be a lot more stuff to worry about.
Yeah, a lot more stuff.
Yeah. What's up?
Collectibles at the show, Seeker. the people with the lists, was it all denominations? I mean, was it foreign stuff? Was it mostly American stuff? Was American silver mostly, or it didn't matter? Nickels, pennies, it didn't. They had lists.
They had lists. It was mostly American. I know there was one guy specifically looking for mercury dimes. I think he actually bought a slabbed mercury dime from Keith. There was a guy, like I said, walking around with a typeset. I saw people walking around looking for buffalo nickels. There was a guy that had a list trying to complete a set of buffalo nickels, and there was a dealer that just happened to be there that specialized in buffalo nickels off on the right wall. That I think Keith took him over there, or maybe it was Mike. But yeah, I mean, all sorts of stuff.
That 1913S Type 2 is a tough one. Buffalo nickel, sorry, but yeah.
Gringo says CoffeeZilla's second channel is Voidzilla. That should also be. I actually didn't know. I don't know about Voidzilla. I didn't know
that either.
Yeah, is that what it's on? I'll have to follow it. But
J Dog asked Silver Seeker, will silver spot price? We don't predict, but do you think it'll ever hit $25 or lower again?
I think it's possible. I don't know. I won't predict and say it will, but I do think the possibility's there. Anyone that says the possibility is not there hasn't, looked at history. It's happened many times. Silver's risen above 30 multiple times as recently as 2011, 2012.
Do you think gold will ever drop below 1900 or 2000 again?
Let me just say this. I hope not. But
I hope not too.
I will say this. Even though I don't predict the spot price of silver and I don't know what it's going to do, I do believe that the absolute low for silver and gold is way higher than it was just 10 years ago.
That's yeah. I don't predict either, but we're not going to see $13 silver anytime soon for a long, long time, in my opinion, and probably never again, because as it moves on, unless we discover some huge silver deposit that just floods the market, I just don't see it. I don't see it happen. What is that, a 30? Almost halving? More than halving? I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happening either. I say that with that caveat that we just said, though. But think about this. When COVID hit, like March 2020, when all the markets dropped, I mean, oil went less than zero. Remember?
Less than zero.
Yeah.
They couldn't give away oil. You want my 55-gallon drum of oil? No, thank you.
Right. But my point is what happened when it hit 13 on that day in March? Nobody was selling it. And if you did find someone selling it, you weren't getting it for 13. You weren't anywhere close. Dealers were still like $25 or forget about it. I don't care.
Yeah, this is what I got. Have fun.
Yeah. So even if like something happened, even if something happened is just my thoughts, that something happened that silver really did hit 13 again, you will never find physical silver for 13 again.
And really quick, Seeker, you had a couple of questions a while ago. Not questions. Well, you brought up the Discord to Gringo. If you want to put your Discord in the chat, people were asking what Discord was this. Maybe you can get, it's a big Discord coin community. So maybe you want to put that in the chat.
Oh, actually, our Discord is currently private. If you want to join our Discord, send me an email and I'll get you in. It's funny because Nightbot just posted the old Discord link. That Discord link doesn't even work anymore, so I need to tell Nightbot to shut up.
Yes.
Anyway, the reason we took our Discord private had nothing to do with the people that are in this chat tonight. I promise you. We had I know Dragons is here, or not Dragons. Nickel Nations is here. Fireside is here, and the number of trolls. People just randomly found it that came in. It was horrible. We had to do something. Like there was nothing we could do.
It's grown to such a big coin community right there that whenever a Discord channel gets big, the trolls will always come.
Yeah, so we just took it private, but that doesn't mean you guys aren't allowed in. So just send me an email and I'll get you a link. I need to find that. I thought I deleted it.
I guess post your email.
Do what, Nat? Do what's that?
Post your email.
Sure.
Maybe change that Nightbot thing to say if you want to join Silver Seeker's private Discord with the coin community, here's email them or something.
Yeah, I put my email address in the chat just now.
Yeah. I know we've missed questions. I'm sorry. I'm not even reading them either. I'm so busy. I keep looking over at you real time instead of stream time and not looking at the chat that I have over here on my other screen.
You don't have to look at me. I'm good. What questions have we missed? There's a way to make silver fall below 13. Burn a few trillion dollars. I mean, good luck with that. Government wants to make $1 trillion coins, don't you know? I mean, I haven't talked about that in a while, but you know what I'm saying.
Maybe you and I should make a billion meme coin.
Yeah.
A billion market cap meme coin.
Yeah, well, hey, Rob, let's make our own meme coin.
Well, yeah, we'll make a meme coin, and we'll make it for people that are silver stackers and gold stackers or numismatic people that want to dip into crypto for fun.
Yeah. Well, what will we call it? We'll do something stupid. We can't do unicorn fart dust because that's already been taken.
That was already taken. Something
so
about bullion or
stupid.
something about stacking for sure, probably.
That's so dumb. Now, what was I saying? More trolls starting for attention. So we did miss comments, I'm sure.
If you have a question that we missed or you have a good question for the chat, put it in now. We're down to our last 20 minutes before we head over to Keith's show on Coin Crew's channel.
Yeah, just copy and paste it.
Oh, you know what? Stack More Fart Dust is not bad by Adam Crawford.
Oh, there we go. Zimbabwe
dollars meme coin. I sold, you know what? I don't want to hate on Zimbabwe dollars. I bought into that early and I sold a lot of those and made good money on the Zimbabwe dollars.
Guys, shout out to Blue Ridge Silverhound, by the way, in the chat.
Oh, he's in the chat? What's oh, that was who wrote that?
Yeah, that's the one who wrote Zimbabwe dollar meme coin.
What's up, brother? Good to see you.
Oh shoot. Hey, you know, great guy, by the way. I've seen him at 2 Tulsa coin shows now.
He's awesome.
Great guy. If you haven't checked out his channel, just, you know what? You don't need a link. Just search Blue Ridge Silverhound. It's the only one. You're going to find it. He's a big channel. Hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Go over there. Check him out.
Bullicano says, at Silver Seeker, would you recommend trading slabbed Morgans for junk silver since dealers want to get rid of it?
That depends on what you're trying to do. I tell you what, I'm gonna let Rob touch this one. I have a different thing to say than Rob's gonna say, but I think Rob's is probably more. Go ahead, Rob. We're just gonna let you.
Well, let me preface what I would do with my journey with silver. When I first started hunting, I wanted silver nickels, silver dimes, silver quarters at face value. I'd hunt the heck out of them, I'd grab them. Then I would trade in whatever I could for a better silver. So if I had a 40% half dollar and a 35% silver war nickel, and I got a face value from hunts, I would grab those and upgrade to 90%. Then I would take my 90% that I had found at face value or that I bought for upgrades, and I would take that silver and upgrade it to more collectible stuff like slabbed walkers, slabbed Benjis, slabbed Morgans, stuff that was going to fill my collection. I have never in the history of my life downgraded a slabbed Morgan silver dollar, which will always maintain some value no matter what. Silver collectability, someone's going to want it, for a 90% junk lot. With that said, if I could take a common date MS63 or less Morgan that I got for a good deal, let's say $50, $45 for whatever reason, and I could get a bunch of junk silver at spot that I could search through and maybe find something collectible, I would consider it. Outside of that, I just don't see why I would do that. That's my 2 cents. But thanks for putting me front and center on the stream, Seeker.
Well, hey, I told you if you had a story to tell or something like that, I was going to throw you up there.
I like it.
So my answer, it actually coincides with yours a little bit. It's what I was going to say is it really depends on what you want to do. Because if your goal is just to get a bunch of silver, then obviously, you know, you're going to get that 0.77 ounces of silver you have in that Morgan, you're going to be able to turn into multiple ounces of junk 90%. That being said, I don't think I would, unless it's an extra one that you don't need anyway. I mean, yeah, I don't know. That would be really tough for me to do, and we'll just leave it there. Really tough for me to do.
Tough to do. I mean, tough to do.
Yeah.
If it made monetary sense to me because of the reasons stated, I might, but I'd rather just sell the Morgan and then buy more junk silver if I didn't need the Morgan, not necessarily trade it in. But I guess that is somewhat trading in it. But man, slab Morgans, it's hard to move those. It's easy to move those. It's hard for me to want to move those, is what I'm trying to say.
So this next question from Ben Tickner says, it is interesting that crypto and the stocks all follow each other. Why does silver and gold seem to have nothing to do with each other, with the others? So I'm assuming you mean nothing to do with stocks and crypto? I assume that's what Ben means. I would need rationalization, or like, not rationalization, Jesus. I would need a little bit more info there, but I assume you mean why does silver and gold not move with the stock market? I don't really know. It used to be, before crypto was a thing, it used to be that if stocks went down, gold and silver went up, and if gold and silver went up, stocks went down.
Always that historically, opposites.
Yeah, exactly. It's not that way anymore. You're 100% right.
Crypto affected it, Seeker, because now there's a third wheel, and so it's hard to predict. Two go up, one go down. Crypto has complicated that formula, I think, and possibly in a good way in some respects.
Yeah. Guys, we're going to answer this question. I'll try and scroll up to a couple of others as well, but William did a $500 super chat, so we got to answer this. He says, RobFindsTreasure, I just installed fiber to 2 new gold mines in north of... Man, I can't read today. I promise you I can read. I just installed fiber to 2 new gold mines north of Sudbury. Do you think it will affect gold prices in the future? Huge ore bodies found. Rob, what do you think?
Well, ore bodies are one thing. Ore bodies that have high output are another. Obviously, if they're installing mines there, I would guess that they believe that either they can have investors that will buy it and mine it, or they believe they can mine it at a profit. Remember, though, ore bodies doesn't mean that they found ore bodies rich in gold. It just means that it could be profitable. And so I don't know much about what they found in Sudbury. But if they're mining it, they're probably going to get some out of it. But this is probably 3 to 5 years. If they just found, it's going to be 3 to 5 years down the road to set up the mining operation, or to get somebody to invest in it, to buy it, to set it up in the first place. Could just be an exploration that they found. So, yeah, it'll affect it a little bit if it's huge and rich. Outside of that, let's think about it. I once read, and I don't know if it's the same thing now, it's been a few years, that they could fit all of the gold ever mined in the world inside the Washington Monument. The actual monument in Washington, they can fit it all in there.
I heard you can fit it all in the 2 Olympic-sized swimming pools.
Probably that as well. We've all heard comparisons. So when you think about that, this would have to be a pretty huge deposit to affect it globally. I think it'd take more than one huge ore deposit to affect it. It would take several rich deposits to do that, I would think.
Yeah, for sure. This one's a really easy one to answer, so I'll just answer it really quick. Nathaniel Rogers asked, where can I get empty monster boxes from the mint? You can get them on eBay. They sell them on eBay all the time. So I started collecting seriously about 7 years ago. I didn't own a single ounce of silver. Now it has grown into a credible collection, says Ringmaster Ray. Ringmaster Ray's been around for a while.
Love Ringmaster Ray. I'm a secret watcher to his channel. I'm sorry I don't comment a lot. I just don't, because I watch it on my TV late night and I catch up on videos. That's what I do.
Bernie says, I have a full 1995 Eagle set in OGP, including the silver W. Ooh.
Nice.
That's the second lowest mintage Eagle. And it was the lowest mintage Eagle until the 2019.
Is that true? I don't remember. Did you hear about that, Seeker? Bank of England got caught not having the gold they said they had.
I haven't heard that, but I believe it.
I mean, there's a reason why it's called dirty politics, and I don't we don't want to get into politics, but there's a reason why it's like that sometimes. Everyone's going to say they have. Listen, show me a man that said he caught a fish smaller than he caught, and I'll show you a unicorn fart dust. Show me a man that says he caught a fish bigger than he caught. I'll show you every man.
David Colcott says, when you went to the coin show, were the dealers buying silver for their stack? I didn't ask him that. I know most of my friend dealers have stacks. I don't know if they're adding to it right now. I didn't ask, so I don't know. Adam Crawford wants to know, do you guys really recommend investing in mining? Adam, I will tell you this. I do have some investment in mining stocks. It's very small. I'm talking less than like well under 1% of my portfolios and stuff like that. It's cool to dabble in. A lot of it's so high risk, it's not even funny. It's high risk like crypto. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. If you're going to do it, do very, very little. Do not put yourself at any serious risk with it. That's my recommendation. But yes, I do actually own 3 right now. Yes. Not much though. I mean, like I think the most I have in one of them is like $150.
Yeah, I mean, I own probably less than 1% as well, and I have 5 different stocks that I believe in to an extent. But you got to remember, highly volatile. You got to consult a financial advisor. I have been dabbling in investments for decades. I've always done it, whether it's stocks, whether it's crypto, whether it's gold and silver. I've always been an investor and with a diverse portfolio myself. That's just what I do. I enjoy it.
Yep.
So that, with all that being set aside, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them, or when not to even sit at the table because the game's too tough. And so just keep that as a perspective. And instead of just bringing over positive or overly positive or underly negative comments, just understand that there's some fits are right for people and some are not. That's just how it goes.
100%. Yeah. I invest. So I know obviously my channel's about silver and gold to that point, and I love silver and gold, but I'm not stupid. I do not put every dime I have, and Rob knows this well because we talk about our investments together all the time. I mean, I have significant investments in Tesla, Amazon, Microsoft, NVIDIA. No, I don't have any NVIDIA anymore. Yeah, I don't have NVIDIA anymore. I know Keith has some NVIDIA from Coin Crew, but you know, I have significant investments well outside of gold and silver. And so, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Seek a financial advice from a licensed financial advisor, but I definitely don't put all of my eggs in one basket, and I don't think anybody should. My personal opinion, of course. And I don't think any financial advisor in the world is going to tell you to put all your money in one thing.
Listen,
You know what I mean?
I know I have friends that will take money they can lose, let's call it $1,000, go to a casino and come home with nothing. Nothing. No matter how volatile precious metals can be, collectibles can be, which collectibles are not highly volatile, even mining stocks. At the end of the day, never take more than you can lose. But typically, compared to gambling, you're probably going to do better in the other investments we talked about today.
I've watched Mike's wife, Mike from Mid-America Coins. And guys, we only have a couple of minutes left. I do recommend you go over to Coin Crew's channel. Actually, can we get a link for it? Can we get a link for his stream? It's probably...
Oh, yeah, we need a link for Coin Crew's stream if a moderator or somebody knows.
But I've watched Mike from Mid-America Coins' wife put a $100 bill into a slot machine, pull the arm once, lose, and just keep on walking. It was like as she was passing by. And I don't care how much money I ever have, that would destroy me inside.
Destroy me.
I would feel sick to my stomach. Let me tell you a story.
Well, really quick, Seeker, if you spend $100 on precious metals today, like silver, and spent $33 an ounce, and you got 3 ounces for $100, even if it dropped below 20 to 18, you still have $54 of your $100.
Yep.
You still have $54 of your $100.
Yep. Let me tell you a story, and I'll do what I did to you earlier when I told the story. Hello, it's just me. They can still hear you, Rob, just so you know.
Okay, I'll be quiet though.
No, you're fine. So my wife and I decided, this was 4 or 5 years ago. So St. Louis has riverboat casinos. It may have been more than 5 years ago. But St. Louis has riverboat casinos. And my wife and I are not gamblers. We do not like gambling. It's not my thing. I work a lot. While my job isn't physically hard, it is mentally draining and it takes a ton of time. So I work way too hard to just give my money away. So I've never really liked casinos. But we didn't have anything to do. We're like, you know what? What the heck? We'll both take $100. We'll go out to one of these boat casinos and we'll spend our $100. And then when we're done, you know, that'll be it. We know we're going to probably lose it. It's fine. We're just doing it to enjoy ourselves, have a good time, do something different. I swear on this. I don't like swearing on people's lives, but I'm just telling you, this happened. I promise. We both still had like $60 or $70 left and started feeling gross and just like, yeah, we're done. Like we couldn't even spend the $100, even though we told ourselves we were each going to spend the $100. We couldn't do it. So I know some people like gambling. I can't handle it. I don't like buying lottery tickets. I don't like going to casinos. I don't like gambling at all. So it's just not something for me. There you go. There's my full face story. Welcome back, Rob.
Thank you. No, I agree. I mean, listen, when my daughter turned 21, we spent a lot of money at the casino a piece just to have fun. I taught her how to play the tables and just the life lessons. When my son turned 21, we were supposed to go, but things happened. COVID happened, so we didn't go. At the end of the day, I'm not discounting that as fun. You got to have fun. And if you don't have fun in life, and if that's fun for you, great. If you have the funds to have fun to do that, take what you can lose and go have fun, and maybe you get lucky. Maybe.
Exactly.
But when I come home and I've lost $500 or $100, or I said I'm going to go with 200, and then I withdraw twice more and I'm out 600, man, I am depressed and don't feel good. Way more than if I bought some silver and then it dropped $5. Way more. So I would prefer to take that fun money and invest it in something fun that I can hold, look at, have fun with, and slab mortgages are always awesome.
Yep, 100%.
Or nice wheat cents. I love nice wheat cents.
Sorry, I was typing a response to some other idiotic comment on the channel. I did get a link for Coin Crew's stream, by the way. So we need to get that plugged in here, because you guys should definitely go over there here, because in just a minute we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. All right, Control C. All right, cool. There we go. So you don't have to leave yet, but leave in a couple of minutes. Definitely tell them we sent you. Where were we? I lost my train of thought. You know, the thing about YouTube is I know I shouldn't read all of my comments. I know the trolls I should just ignore, but it's really hard to do it. And I know Rob can attest to that. You wouldn't believe how many people get, like, the comments that I get from people when they find out I drive what I drive.
When you put yourself on a public platform, you know, I firmly believe 98% of the humans on the planet are good people.
I do too.
And I think 2% are not. And if you have 200,000 subscribers and 2% are not good people, 40 bad comments and we don't even get 40 bad comments on every video, but if you got 40 bad comments on every video, that'd be normal. And yeah, it can wear on you a little bit. Well,
2% would be 2% would be 400.
Okay, that's a lot. But
yeah.
I guess quick math. But at the end of the day, I only really care about the people that comment regularly, that I heart regularly. I can see how many comments and how many hearts they got. I care about what my members say about my channel, and I care about what my fellow creators say when they see my content about my channel, so I can be better.
Yep.
Outside of that, the one-offs, they're just one-offs, and they can go to hell.
No, I get it. So if you guys don't know, I drive a Tesla. No, I'm not a tree hugger. No, I don't think I'm saving the planet. I drive it because I test drove one and I fell in love with it. I've had it for 3 years and I still smile when I get behind the wheel. Like, I absolutely love driving that car. It is just the best car I've ever owned, period. But I still get people that leave comments, you know, like one guy said, well, make sure you have a way to break the windows. All of them, because, you know, there's these stupid stories. Oh, this lady was stuck in her car. She couldn't get out because it was updating. Every Tesla has a manual mechanical door release in every door that I can just grab and pull. In fact, it's so close. It's where it is so easy to get to that when I have new riders that have never been in it before, they actually pull that instead of hitting the button. Rob did it. So, like,
and I also lost my neck muscles when he took off.
Yeah. So it's just comments like that. They're just so ignorant, and they all yell fake news, fake news, fake news, except for, you know, they're listening to fake news and they don't even realize it. Whatever. I don't know. Anyway, guys, it is 6:58.
From silver and gold to collectibles to crypto to trolls, we've covered a lot.
We have covered a lot, and that's why it's Bullion and beyond.
Yeah.
Bullion and beyond, 100%. So
we're almost done.
Yeah, we're done.
I'm actually sad that we're leaving. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. We have to go though because Coin Crew goes on at 7, and we promised them we would not. We don't stream over each other. I'll stream over everyone in the world except for Rob, Keith, and Raven. So
yep.
Keith is getting ready to go on. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and call it here. 1 minute left. Listen, we are gonna do this again, minimum once a month, maybe more often. Bullion and Beyond, brand new podcast. This is a real thing. This is not a one-off and done. This is not, we're going to do it twice and forget about it. The reason it's only 2 people is so that it's easier for us to schedule and get it done. So it is happening. Make sure, if you haven't subscribed to Rob yet, go over to Rob's channel and subscribe. You guys are awesome. Really appreciate it. Rob, you want to give us a shout out before we go?
Yeah, likewise, subscribe to Seeker if you're from my channel. And the plan is alternating months, but there's a chance we could have back-to-back on someone's. It just, bottom line is it will be once a month, and you guys will be informed either because it's on the channel or via community shout out. So yeah, there we go. I had a lot of fun. Thank you, Seeker, for having me on your channel. Thank you, Silver Seeker followers who might have met me for the first time. Pleasure meeting you. Hopefully I see you again soon.
All right, and I just spammed Coin Crew stream right there. So go over there, tell them you were sent by Rob and Seeker. And guys,